From HAR TV, this is your monthly MLS market update with David Mendel and 2010 HAR Chair Margie Dorrance.
Margie and I are here to take a look at the March 2010 MLS report. The April 30th federal homebuyer tax credit apparently inspired Houston area consumers to go house shopping as sales of single-family homes throughout the Houston market rose in March. The strongest sales volume continuing in the upper housing segments, with prices of single-family homes continuing their months-long appreciation. Overall March sales of single-family homes across Greater Houston climbed 10.8% compared to March of 2009. All single-family home pricing segments except the under $80,000 market experienced gains, with the sharpest increases in homes priced from $250,000 and above. Sales of all property types rose 14.5% in March on a year-over-year basis. Margie, is this more of the same, or is there anything special going on that we're seeing?
Well, I believe we're seeing a continuation of what we saw last month. Last month was an excellent month too. We were very happy to see that, but March is just so much better. It's exciting to see the strength in that above $250,000 price range and continuing on into the higher ends too. And as we look at the average prices and we look at the median prices, we now know really why they're coming up. And that's a very positive thing for us. We're happy to see this going.
In terms of general home buyer activity, clearly the tax credit has been a factor, and you've had some conversations with lenders about what they've seen. What do they tell you?
Well, you know, here at HAR we don't track. We're unable to track the use of that first-time home buyer credit. So we can't really speak to that affirmatively, but as you speak to the lenders, they do give us a lot of information, and they're telling us that 50-60% of the things they saw this past month were given credit to that first-time home buyer credit or the expanded credit. So yes, we do think they're making a definite difference. Well,
it's fair to say then that the realtor community feels that the tax credit was the shot in the arm that the market needed?
I absolutely think so. Yes, the realtors are seeing an unusual amount of activity right now because, you know, David, the credit does expire for putting the house into escrow April the 30th. So there is a bit of a rush right now to have that happen, and the activity level is up. So we're seeing, yes, a very strong increase because of that.
Closing, however, can take place as late as June 30th, but the contract had to be in place, had to be with the title company by midnight on the 30th of April.
Absolutely, that is correct.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I think we also have the benefit of some seasonality working for us. We're kind of segueing now through spring and eventually very soon into summer. Right. These typically are hefty times in terms of home buying. Do you think that we're going to see that seasonality play a role?
Well, I certainly am hoping so, and I think all realtors are, but those are the strongest home buying times, you know, the spring and the summer. Those are the months when we do typically see the strongest numbers and the strongest amount of sales. So we are hoping that this credit, if it truly does expire, which it appears that it will do and probably not be extended, at least that's what we're hearing today, that the stronger normal months of the summer will continue this growth that we're seeing.
Let's take a moment to examine the numbers for March. The average price of a single-family home appreciated for the sixth straight month, reaching $212,403. That's up 10.2% versus March 2009. It also represents the highest pricing level for a March in Houston. At $154,250, the March single-family home median price rose 6.4% from 1 year earlier, and that represents the 11th consecutive monthly increase in median. It's also the highest dollar figure for a March in Houston. And months inventory is worth noting. We're at 6.7 months. That's versus the 8.6 months inventory nationally. Townhome and condominium sales increased 30.4%, and total dollar volume climbed 24.2%, reaching $1.2 billion.
You know, David, I think that particular number does indicate to us that it is the upper end that is showing the great strength right now. Because when we see the total number rise and we are looking at the sales that we are looking at, we are seeing great strength in that above 250 and above 500,000. So that is very good for us in Houston.
It'll be interesting to see the ongoing effects, the lingering effects of the tax credit. Of course, that'll filter in through April, really until the closing. So we'll see that, and of course, as you said, there's the distinct possibility we don't know for certain, but the possibility that we have the seasonality working for us as well in terms of spring and summer home buying.
Right, and as I say, most every time we talk, I know I'd rather be in Houston, Texas than in any other market across the United States. We are very, very fortunate to be able to talk about the numbers that we're talking about here in Houston.
And I'm convinced that you are one of our most dynamic cheerleaders as far as that is concerned. You really are. Well, Margie and I will be back next month and take a look at those April figures. From all of us here at HAR TV, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next month.